Okay. You're going to have to learn to live with me being still for 3 seconds. I'm a problem solver, and finding a thumbnail for these videos is not easy. So, still, sit pretty. 1, 2, 3. Then we can go. All right. I wanted to share personally why the letter campaign writing was so urgent for me. It was a panic reaction. You, me, big swinging microphone and the camera, and a cup of coffee. Oh, that's the perfect temperature too. 2014, I divorced, and I realized that I had not learned how to date. So, adolescence in your 40s is not easy. Once I figured out that a relationship is learned behavior, I was okay. I can learn anything I want to learn. Ended up using some of the online dating apps. Oh my God. The stories, right? And mine are like up here, shallow water stories, not the deep water stories. But anyway, I figured it was a good enough chance to try and figure some things out. As it went along, though, I had to filter the pool for myself. So I created rules, and I did learn. That's the whole purpose of dating, right? I learned about myself and what I need. No big ass beard. Yeah, that was rule number 1. If the beard goes down lower than the boobs, it's just not what I'm looking for. His boobs. Fishing's okay, but if there's a big ass fish in the profile picture, that's not the priorities I'm looking for either. Okay, fine. Work is good. Family's good. I got beautiful grandkids. I just want a companion, right? So I'm not going to commute. I'm not going to add that complexity for a relationship. 5-mile radius from my house. Okay, that one I played with back and forth a little bit. Oh, and then somebody says so-and-so's single on the job site, and I'm like, he's got to be able to curl my body weight. I'm not a little girl. These were my rules. I met my husband, and he checked all the boxes and then some. Yeah. He was a vanquisher of bullies. Once he was big enough to not be bullied himself anymore. He was a rescuer of injured animals. And then the rehab facility, the sanctuary that he worked at, he took these animals that needed to stay in captivity to two kids, the ones that couldn't go out for field trips. He'd take their little exhibit to classrooms. Disabled kids, a lot of times. He's still a rescuer of animals. Remember, we have a home for wayward dogs. Okay. Whiskey Tanner Foxtrot. I did make the initial find for him, but he negotiated. He went and got him, brought him home. He says he was just the Uber. Right. Whiskey Tanner Foxtrot was a Belgian Malinois, or he is a Belgian Malinois, but he was being trained by unskilled people to be an attack dog. WTF. But now he's our ragdoll. And I attribute that to my husband. So, I see his profile pop up. I had deactivated accounts, like, online dating. That's what you do. You do a little bit, you hit the wall, you hit your tolerance point, and you back off. You disable that account. Somehow I reactivated because I think I dipped in, looked at his profile because his face popped up in an email, Dave Bautiste, that physique? Yeah. Okay, so I met my husband almost 10 years ago. And it was 2016. Remember that Rose Garden party where they were giddy about trying to slash the ACA? Grown men giddy in the grass about hurting people. Because when my husband was 40, his heart gave out on him. He was one of those super athletes that on the ball field they drop and they don't get up. Except he was in urgent care. Somebody had talked him into going into urgent care, not feeling good. And he remembers the ambulance ride. And then he woke up 8 days later. So I met him 5 years after that event. He put that on the table. He put his medical bracelet, showed me his medical bracelet, showed me his onboard defibrillator, before I even had the coffee made at Starbucks, where we met for the first time. And we left that coffee date with him asking me to think about it. And he would respect, how I wanted to approach things, or if I didn't want to approach getting to know each other more. So this John McCain saved ACA. But I was with a guy I wish I had met when I was young. I wished I had had babies with him. He had been the daddy for my kids. So we were watching, as part of our courtship, so to speak, we were watching old Doctor Who's. You remember the runaway bride? You remember the companion chasing her groom-to-be? Marry me, marry me. Well, I had good insurance. He wanted to earn his stripes. He didn't want to get married yet. That's his words, earn his stripes. And I said, yeah, well, I want to get married in a few years too, but I want you alive. And pre-existing conditions, right? If he didn't get on my insurance now with pre-existing conditions. So we married a year and a half after we met. So Trump takes office. RFK Jr. RFK Jr. is being nominated. And then tariffs on steel? I'm in construction. The price of steel is everything in commercial construction. I'm in a port city. Our economy, it's technology, commerce, port city. Yeah, it's not good. So my letter writing was a panic effort. Because if I can't work, I can't keep insurance. And my big broken dragon of a man doesn't get some meds that aren't quantified by any measurements except for extends your lifespan, your life expectancy. So Medicare won't pay for it. So there's my story. Big swinging mic, coffee, camera, you and me. All right, y'all. Have a good day.